Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to the new tutorial. In this tutorial we will talk about how we can create some super interior realistic render in Enscape 3.5.6 for SketchUp. So let's get to work. First of all, I'm going to start my job with the Enscape in here. So I'm going to click on the save frame and change it to the 2-point perspective. I don't want to make it hard for creating camera or some other type of things like that. I only need to go a little bit far from my object and subjects. So I need to hold shift plus right click, and now I want to change time of the day near to the morning. Maybe something like this can be really good. So I need to hold Ctrl plus U and I to change the time of the day, and you can see how you can create some realistic lightings in your job. Something like that can be really good for my job. So I'm going to click on the visual setting, move visual setting in this place, and I want to click on the field of view and reduce it as I can to some number like that. I think 36 is enough. And now I want to turn off the auto exposure and re-expose my screen manually. For example, 56 or 57 is enough. So I want to increase outline a little bit. Click on the depth field. Now focusing turned on for me, so I'm going to turn off the autofocus. Play with the focal point and focus on these objects in here, which created by metal. So 4.5 is enough for me, and I want to decrease the focusing to some number like 15. So I want to increase rendering quality to the ultra mode. It depends on your system, so be careful. I'm going to click on the image bar, turn on the auto contrast, and I want to increase the saturation a little bit to 105 in here. And if you need more warm render, you can decrease color temperature. But right now, I want to hold it on 6600 Kelvin. Motion blur is not really useful, but I want to increase the bloom to the 20 and lens flare to the 76. And you can see some flare effects in your interior render. So vignette can be increased and chromatic aberration is not really important. In the atmosphere bar, I want to turn off the fog and play with the sun brightness right now to see what really happened. As you can see, when we decrease sun brightness, our environment gets darker, and we increase it, our environment gets brighter. So I think 66% is enough right now. I can come back to the main bar, turn on the auto exposure, and re-expose my screen manually. You can see the differences, very simple. So in this situation, I can reduce some brightness more and more because auto exposure is on for me. Something like that, or maybe 9% or 19%. Night sky is not really useful, but shadow sharpness helps me to manage my shadows. I want to increase it to the 100 to have some hard shadows in my environment. Artificial light brightness not really important, and ambient brightness is not really useful. Wind option is 0, and sky maybe some type of variated numbers can be good. So I will change it to the white cubes, and time for changing my materials. So I'm going to minimize Enscape in here and SketchUp in here. So I need to go inside this model. I downloaded this model from the 3dwarehouse.com. So you can search and download these type of similar models in here. I need to go a little bit to the downside, something like that. So I want to turn on the paint bucket in here, move it to the in model, click on the Enscape material editor in here. So the game is a start right now. I'm going to click on the sample paint, start my job with these MDF design in here. So I'm going to click on it. Color M1 is my texture. I can change the color of it like that, very simple. But right now maybe this one is enough for me. Metallica a little bit. I need some high glass material, so I need to reduce roughness. And I want to do this job for this one, but this one is the default material, so you can don't change anything about it. I'm going to click on the sample paint another time, this time a little bit light gray in here, reduce the roughness, Metallica. Next material is about these holders in here. Absolutely, these holders are from metal and gold. So I need to reduce the roughness to the 0 and the Metallica to some number like that and change the color of it. For example, gold, or maybe something like white, or maybe something like light gray in here. I think now it's much better. So click on the paint bucket, pick this metal color in here, reduce the roughness as you can, increase the Metallica, and increase the specular to create some light catches on your object. Next item is about these glassy vase in here. I'm going to click on it. So in this case, I will go downside, reduce the opacity as I can to some number about 1%. Refractive index is really important in here and define how much light ray is being bent towards surface. And I think I can increase it as I can. And you can see the changes on your glass in here. Roughness can be increased to the 0.8, very low, and the specular can be increased more than other times. If you reduce your refractive index, you can see more lights on your job. So in this case, the color is something like white, and I think tint color can be get more darker, like light gray in here. So next item will be walls in here. So I'm going to pick the material of it in here and reduce the roughness as I can, something like that. Metallica and specular. Click on the paint bucket another time. This time I think I should work with the floor texture in here. So I will move my camera and SketchUp in here, pick this floor texture like that, and reduce your roughness as you can to create more refractive surface for your render. I can use image fade to make it more brighter, something like this, and roughness like that. Next item is related to these carpet in here, or this wood in here. I'm going to select this one, material number 6. I can remove the texture of it and change it to the color palette, something like that, and reduce your roughness, and you can see what really happened in your refractions and reflections. Next item is this carpet in here. You can change the type of it to the carpet, and it will automatically get some fairs for you. But right now I can change it to the generic, play with the roughness, Metallica, and specular. Maybe it's good for now. I don't want to touch it too much. So in my render and shot, maybe next item related to this object light. So I'm going to click on it. Aluminium selected for me. I will reduce the Metallica to some number like 96 and roughness is about 6%. So I can add some tint color like red, creamy, or dark gray. I think something about silver can be really good, and reduce the image fade to affect more distant color on my main texture. So everything is done for me. I think this one will be missed out. So I'm going to click on the Enscape material editor another time and click on the sample paint. Reduce these statues reflection like that. I can change it to the gold statue, for example. So I can change the color of it to the golden node, and you can see what really happened, but it's not realistic. Maybe this one is suitable for it. So 26 461. So click on the paint bucket another time, and final texture is about this material number 1, which is about dark. So I can change it to the light gray, reduce the roughness, and increase the Metallica for more reflection. Everything is done. Now I will come back to my environment. Time for the rendering. So depth of field is about 9%. I will optimize another time my focusing point, something like that. And now I want to click on the render. So click on the screenshot in here, desktop, and save your render. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If this tutorial is useful for you, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for your time, thanks for your support and watching. Goodbye.